Hello everyone, I'm here to share with you my 6th scrapbooking process video. This is also going to be my first of 10 layouts that I'm going to make for my Work It Wednesday challenge, which is just a little challenge I have for myself, and it's just I created a kit from my stash, which you can see in my previous video. It is titled Work It Wednesday. And I just created a kit. It's a pretty big kit, but my goal is to make 10 layouts or maybe more if possible using these supplies, and I give more detailed information about the supplies that I'm using in that video, so you can watch that. And in this video I do end up using strictly just things that I had picked out from that stash, from that kit that I created. I'm sorry. So I'm just taking some from my 2 paper pads that I'm using, 12 by 12 paper pads, which is a Dear Lizzie Napoleon collection, and it's a really old My Mind's Eye collection. I'm using papers from those 2, and then I'm just taking this Teresa Collins stencil, and then I'm just applying a very thin layer of the modeling paste. And that paper, that it has flowers in the background, and it also has lines that are going diagonal like that, just like that stencil. So I just wanted to stencil over that, and just to add a little bit of texture. I didn't add any color to the modeling paste, I just wanted it to kind of show a little texture. And then I'm just kind of deciding where I want everything to go. I have a picture, which is the one I'm scrapbooking, of my kids and my stepdaughter, my 2 boys and my stepdaughter. And this is from our last summer. We went on a cruise, and you're gonna see me scrapbooking pictures from that cruise because I'm trying to finish scrapbooking that cruise, my vacation album for 2014. And then I'm just taking some of this, some of that burlap, that yellow burlap, and then this off-white ribbon, and just kind of creating it's just on the borders of the page. And I do really want to encourage you ladies to join in on this challenge with me. It's just a little fun challenge that I'm just doing for myself, just because I want to use up my stash and some of the older products I have, and it would be great if you guys joined in. Basically just, no rules, just use up as much as you can from your stash. It doesn't have to be necessarily old products. I mix in some old products that I've had for a while with some newer products that I just recently purchased, so it doesn't really matter what you use, just use up your stash. It's just the goal. And then I'm just applying this burlap and ribbon with the Tombow mono glue. And then that green paper is from that old My Mind's Eye collection. And then I start using that tape runner, which I have, which is a small tape runner, but I very quickly realized that that's not gonna stick that down, because that paper on top, the one that I use modeling paste on, it has that modeling paste, so it did warp just a little bit. And the paper on the bottom from My Mind's Eye collection, it has some, I guess, embossed stripes on it, so it it's not picking up that glue very well. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and apply a refill to my ATG, which I hadn't done, so you're going to see me do that now. And I left this part of the video in because it was so funny. Anyone who sees this, and of course this video is sped up, but it took me so long to get that refill in there, and I've put in a refill in my ATG probably, I don't know, 40 times and I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't figure out which way it went. but I finally got it, so yay. Okay, back on track. Alright, so I'm just adding some glue to that, and I'm just going to glue that down. And then that star paper is also from that My Mind's Eye collection, paper pad, I'm sorry. And that is like a coral color, and then those stars on it are also embossed on there. And then that stripe paper is from the Dear Lizzie collection. And then this that I'm taking out right now, I explained that in my video when I explained all the products, and that's just a cupcake wrapper, and it has these butterflies on it, so just butterfly cutouts. So I wanted to use that, and that fit great back there. And then I took these two papers, and that's from my 6x6 paper pad, and that is the Studio Calico Atlantic collection paper pad. And the darker paper, which is the one I added the photo on, has little anchors on it. So I thought that was perfect because we were on a cruise. So, and the other paper was just, it just had a different colors, and it just coordinated really well. And I loved this challenge that I gave myself. It was fun just kind of going through my stash and just picking out things that I thought maybe would match. And it's funny because these collections and these embellishments have absolutely nothing to do with one another, and you know, I think it in the end it all worked out really great, and I loved how my layout came out. I really liked the end result, but it was just really cool to see everything come together, and just, you know, different supplies. And I usually do that. I don't purchase many collections. I do sometimes, let's say I get a paper pad, you know, I'll get maybe some coordinating embellishments, but I won't get like a whole collection. You know, I just don't do that. Not because I don't want to, or, you know, nothing specific, just I don't, I usually buy, you know, either something I really like or something that is on sale. So, so yeah, so I usually end up just using kind of what I have, and it's always worked out for me that way. And it's fun to just explore and try to figure out what goes with what and what you can place where. A collection is great because you have everything and it coordinates, and it's easy and it's super quick to scrapbook. But you know, this is just fun getting to use different products. And then what I'm doing now is I'm just taking some stickers from that same 12 by 12 paper pad, that Napoleon Dear Lizzie collection, and I'm just taking some little stickers and I'm just backing them on that thin cardboard I use, and I take a little arrow and place that there. And the thin cardboard, as I've explained before, I just get at work, so it's free, and I just use it just to give my embellishments a little bit of dimension. It's not a big deal, it doesn't pop it up like a pop dot would, but I just like just to give it a little bit of sturdiness and dimension. And then that little Heidi Swap embellishment with the circles I just cut in half because I didn't need to use the whole thing. I'm just starting to adhere everything down because I'm liking the way that was looking, so just adhering. And I was super happy with the end result of this layout. I really liked how it turned out, and I was extremely happy at the fact that I stuck to my original plan. I didn't go into my stash. The only thing I used, which wasn't in my kit, is my stencil and the modeling paste, of course. But you know, those are just little things that I'm gonna have to use. You know, stencils and stamps and those things. You know, I will be using with this challenge, because you know, it just adds a little something extra to the page. So yeah, I will definitely be doing that. But as far as embellishment or papers go, I didn't use anything else. I just used what I had picked out, which again you can see in my video, which I posted before this one. And then I'm just taking some butterflies. Those are just Michael's butterflies, and I'm just trying to figure out which one I want. And I'm going to play with that for a few minutes until I finally decide what I want to do. I was between a yellow one and a coral colored one, and I didn't want to do coral because that paper behind my picture is coral. But in the end, once I decide kind of what my title is going to be, I decide to go with the coral, because my title is going to be in yellow, and then I'm going to have a big wood veneer on the left of my photo, so you know, it's going to cover up a little bit of that coral. So I end up going with the coral butterfly there. And then using these big wood veneer numbers, and I end up using that 3 for my title, and my little American Craft burlap bow, which I placed down there, which I just love those. And this is just a doily, yellow doily, Michael's brand as well. I just recently got those. And then I'm looking at those other wood veneer pieces, and those are American Crafts as well, but I don't end up using those. They're just too big and they don't fit in with the layout. And then these stickers are they are American Crafts, and they are called, the little price tag is right over the name. Okay, these are called Nicky Ricky, and I love these. These are glitter letter thickers, and I really love them. So since I decided on that title, I placed that butterfly there, and then I'm just going to pop up the wings just so that, you know, it just pops off my page a little bit. And then that little tag, which I pulled from a little 7 Gypsies tag pack, and then that just says June, which was the month. And I just cut that doily down. And then in the end, which you don't see me do, because I decided to do that once I had cut off the video, that other piece of that doily I do add on the bottom. Right under my picture, on the bottom right, I add that other half of the doily, and I'm also going to add some enamel dots right on the bottom right of my title, and then on the bottom left of my photo. You're going to see some green enamel dots, which you won't see me do, but it will be on there in the final pictures. And then I'm just circling the date, which was the 21st of June, on that little tag, and then writing 2014. And that's it. My layout is complete. I really hope you have enjoyed watching this process. I hope you'll join me in my challenge to use up my kit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening. If you have any questions or comments, please do leave them below, and any links to any videos that you guys might have using up your stash, please link them below. Thank you. Have a good night.